Hello everyone, I'm Kanika Kumar, the founder of Minds That Matter. I have been working as a special educator for the past 10 years. I am very passionate about working with children with special needs, for example, children with ADHD, autism, learning disability, Down syndrome, etc. I started the MTMR a month back to spread awareness about the different kinds of disabilities and how to provide support and intervention so that children with disabilities can grow and develop like any one of us. Each week, I have speakers talking about different aspects of disability and special education. So far, we've had 7 specialists talk about nuances of special education, parenting, academic struggles in the classroom, integration of technology in the classroom, understanding challenging behaviors, English as an additional language, and mental health of children. Today we have Ms. Soumya Bhatt with us. She is going to be talking about the shadow teacher. So I am just going to invite her and then introduce her. Hi Soumya, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
I'm very happy to have you over here. So everyone, Miss Soumya Bhatt has been in the field of psychology for over 10 years now. Her experience is quite vast. It includes working as a counselor, a special educator, as well as an entrepreneur. She is the founder and director at Starlit Ability Enhancement Services Private Limited in Mumbai. The organization provides at-school and at-home services for children with special needs. These services include shadow teaching, building social skills, behavior modification, academic assistance, and many more. And today, Ms. Soumya is going to be telling us about what a shadow teacher does and how her work helps in the growth and development of a special needs.
Hi, Kanika. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me over. I think it's a great initiative that you started, and it's going to be good to be discussing all these associated fields so that the students who want to join the field know exactly what kind of options they have, and in case they're in the field, they should know what kind of people they work with when they are working. So, thank you for having me.
Thank you. So I'm just going to jump in and ask my first question. So, Soumya, please help us understand what does this term shadow teacher mean?
All right. So it's a
Wait,
relatively new
Soumya.
concept.
Wait, I think there's an echo and you are not audible. What I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect you and then reconnect you.
All right, sure.
Our speaker is just rejoining. This it's taking time. Just a second.
Is it better now?
Well,
Can you hear me? Hi. Can you hear me?
yeah. Yes, I can hear you. There's no echo this time, right?
Not sure.
Okay, you can continue. So I'll repeat
Okay.
my question because some new people have joined in. My question
Okay.
to Ms. Soumya was, please help us understand what does the term shadow teacher mean?
Right. So it's a relatively new concept. We are used to having psychiatrists, special educators, and psychologists. Shadow teacher is someone who usually parents hire. Okay. Although
Okay.
she's a teacher, although her primary workplace is school, because she
Mhm.
works with children with special needs, uh, mostly one-on-one. Usually,
Okay.
one parent hires one shadow teacher for their child. There are also certain schools that hire shadow teachers on their own, although they have a kind of agreement with the parent. But usually, it is the parent.
Soumya, I'm going to interrupt a little. There's a request. Please be a little louder.
Okay, can I come a little closer?
Yes.
Maybe it was my AC. Can you hear me now? Is it better?
Yes, now I can hear you better.
Okay, it was my AC. All right, so I'll just quickly repeat. So, a shadow teacher is someone who primarily works in a school setup with a child with special needs. It is usually a one-on-one kind of an association that one shadow teacher is working with one child with special needs. They are
Okay.
usually hired by parents. There are certain schools who hire their own shadow teachers. They have an agreement with the parents. But
Okay.
usually parents select which would be a suitable shadow teacher for their child. Okay,
Okay.
so that's about their workplace. That's about who hires them. How does it go? Now, what do they do? Who is a shadow teacher? What is she doing?
Okay.
As the name suggests, that it's a shadow teacher. Okay, a shadow doesn't have an identity of its own.
Okay.
Its identity is related to the person the shadow is following, right?
Okay.
So that person is the child.
Mm-hmm.
So when you are assisting the child in the school setup, you are the child's shadow there, a silent shadow who is only associated with that one child.
Okay.
Okay. Now that's how their presence is supposed to be. Now the kind of work they do, a shadow teacher is supposed to be working on the child's behavior,
Mm-hmm.
academics, and social skills.
Okay.
Now, why is it so broad? It's because her main aim is to make the child productive in the classroom setup,
Okay.
to make the child adjust in a classroom setup where there are 25, 30 other neurotypical children. Other
Mm-hmm.
children in this class are not having any kind of a special need.
Challenge. Right.
Yes, this is a normal school, and a shadow has been placed with the child in one classroom. So without the shadow, the child will have various concerns. The child might be impulsive, might be aggressive. Child doesn't have an attention span. Child is not able to, because of the gap in what is being taught and where the child is academically. The child is
Mm-hmm.
not able to comprehend what is going on at all, right?
Right.
And these are 6 to 7 hours we are talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
So in case we are watching a boring movie or a boring Netflix show, we just switch in 10 minutes. It's not for me. Off.
Right.
But this
Right.
child can't do that. The
Yeah.
child has
We
to
have
pull
an
through
option
7 hours.
of just switching off and going back home.
There is no option. Well, they do try. They do try to just switch off and say, "अब मेरा हो गया."
Right.
अब मैं क्लास में घूमूंगा. But that's the thing. That's the thing. That's how it's amazing how shadows manage it.
So
The
the thing is
child.
that the shadows are providing a lot of support. But whom
Yes,
are they providing this support to? What kind of students?
right. Now, a little bit of background into it is that because of right to education, schools, regular schools, like the school that you and I would have gone to, schools cannot deny admission to a child with special needs.
Okay.
Okay. So in that scenario, they can deny the admission on the basis that the seats are full, or we don't have even they can't even say we don't have the resources because you have to have a counselor, you have to have a special educator, right?
Okay.
But yes, they can't deny it. So what they do is they tell the parent, okay, we'll let the kid in, but you have to have a shadow teacher with your child because we can't take complete responsibility of your child. The
Mhm.
class teacher cannot manage your child. So that's where the parent get in the shadow teacher. Now, the children that they usually work.
I think it is reloading. We lost connection from Soumya's end. I think she should be back in a few seconds. Some connection issue. She got disconnected. Okay. Sorry, everyone. There was a network issue. Miss Soumya is just joining back.
I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know what the connection problem is. Okay,
It's
I'll
okay.
continue wherever I stopped. Sure. Now, the children that they work with, uh, it could be anything. It could be autism, it could be ADHD, it could be Down syndrome. Uh, we've even had children who don't have any diagnosed concern. It's just
Okay.
that behaviorally they cannot adjust with the classroom. The school is at the verge of letting the child go, that we can't manage you. Okay.
Okay.
We also have shadows for children, which we don't recommend, but we have children who have learning concerns, only learning concerns, no behavioral concern.
So
Okay.
only academic
So
concerns.
only academic concern. We don't
Okay.
usually recommend shadows for such children, but schools sometimes ask
Okay.
because they need to show their results. They need to show that it's 100% batch. So yes.
Right, right. My question to you is that not all children with these disabilities require a shadow teacher. So, what is the percentage or nature of challenge for a child to actually require a shadow teacher instead of a special educator supporting with academic tasks?
Right, right. Uh, I agree. Not all children require a shadow teacher. Uh, Usually, children having moderate to severe concerns, they require a shadow teacher. But the thing is that the moment you go for the admission in the school, when parents go for admission, and they have to disclose if the child has a concern, if the child has Down syndrome, autism, ADHD diagnosed, they have to let the school know. And when they let the school know, no matter the severity of concern, schools are very clear that that your child comes into the category of special child, and we will only take admission if you have a shadow teacher. So
Okay.
with these children, the weaning off is easier. Eventually the shadows have to be weaned off. The shadow cannot be with the child till 12th, in college, in life in general. Eventually they have to be weaned off. So with children who have milder concerns, it's much easier to wean off a shadow.
Okay. So, you earlier mentioned that the shadow teacher works in the school setting with the child
Yes,
during the entire day. So, the
right,
entire day's timetable consists of a lot of academic as well as non-academic classes.
right,
So,
right,
what is the role of the shadow teacher during those non-academic classes? How do they support the
right.
child during those classes?
Right, right, right. See, basically, expectations from a child with special needs are it's on child to child basis, right?
Okay,
If the child is high functioning, the expectation of the school and the parent is that the child is performing well. If the child is good at sports, the expectations are that the child performs well in sports, attempting the cultural activities. There are these,
hmm,
events, annual day, and the child has to dance. It depends on the child basically what the expectations are. Now, let's say in general, if there is a sports, if there's a dance period or a sports period, uh, we prefer that if the child does not need the shadow should not assist the child.
okay,
Okay, so if the child is on the ground, maybe not following the rules of the game, maybe the other children are not involving the child like they involve their friends. But the child is comfortable roaming around, chilling, being there, being happy under the sky. Then we don't. Then the shadow won't go कि अब तुम खेलो, ये rule सीखो.
right,
We don't do that. If the child is comfortable, we let the child be. Uh, in these classes, like dance class and sports class, we are a little, we don't intervene a lot
hmm,
because the child is not disturbing others. Everyone is dancing. Everyone is, not sitting and there is no pin drop silence. So we can be easy with the child. The child enjoys these because the child is like any other child. We all look forward to, that okay, now we have time to move around, to breathe. These kids also look forward to these periods, and the
right,
shadow is not, stuck to the child during these periods.
right, right.
Oh yes,
So,
but of course, I'm so sorry. But in case the child is hitting other kids, Okay, let's say the child has gotten restless and
Hmm.
the child thinks that it's a play, that everyone is running. The child also starts running and hitting other children. That's when the shadow intervenes.
Okay. So what
Okay,
would
in case it,
a shadow teacher typically do to handle such a issue, such a
right.
situation?
Now it depends if the shadow is in the classroom or on the playground. Typically, so which one do you like? You want to talk about the playground?
Let's first talk about the playground and then the classroom, because I'm
Sure,
sure
sure.
teachers have been in both the situations, and
Right,
they've struggled to handle the situation. So if you could
right,
share
right,
about both the situations, it would help our audience.
right, right. So firstly, I would always say that a shadow herself should be physically fit.
Okay.
Okay. When you're working with a child, you need to be ready to be on your toes.
Hmm.
Even
Right.
if you're working with your own child, you can't be just lying down. You will have to be quick in your assessment of the situation. You'll have to quickly stand up. You might even have to quickly run with the child. So what you wear, your overall, it has to be very active. You should be able to be active.
Hmm.
Now, in case the child, let's say the child starts hitting other kids or is going outside the school, the shadow will have to run behind the child first. There is
Just wait for 10 seconds.
yeah,
Yeah, now it's better.
great. So the shadow might really have to run after the child because you
Right.
can't say कि अरे वो मुझसे 30 मीटर दूर मार रहा है मैं what can I do? You can't do that. You'll
Uh,
have to quickly be there. You'll have to quickly at least first build be a wall that there is no hitting going on. Then you slowly take the child away. You try to work on the things that the child likes to do. Okay, let's go back to our counting board. You want to have water, you can just bring the child back. Now, in this, I would like to add something which is also relevant in the classroom setup. When children are very restless, when they're emotionally or physically, when they are very heightened, at that point, you can't really talk a lot to the child.
okay.
Okay. So you can't be, so, you just imagine yourself. If you are really, at the peak of your emotion, at the peak of, of your rage, of whatever, and if someone is constantly nagging, you don't have to do that, you don't have to do that, you don't have to do that. It goes even higher
It
then.
worsens the situation.
Yes, yes. So people think that बच्चे को distract करना है तो चलो कहानी सुनाते हैं, मोर की कहानी सुनाते हैं, इसकी कहानी सुनाते हैं. That doesn't work.
Right, right.
It doesn't work. So
We have to wait
you
for the
that
child to calm down.
yes, yes. And how to calm the child down depends on the child and your rapport with the child. Sometimes just holding the child, just a bit of a touch on the child's hand. It depends on the child. But yes, the child will first have to calm down a bit before you can start working on your distraction strategies.
Right. Okay.
Yes,
And what happens in the classroom? Let's say in the
sure.
classroom, the teacher is teaching, and during
Yes,
the session, during the
yes,
class, let's say the child is struggling, which is why the child gets distracted, and then he distracts other children. And that
yes.
distraction soon becomes a commotion. Maybe they're teasing each other, and it becomes an issue. It disturbs the entire class. Then what would
Right.
happen?
Right, it happens. It almost always happens when we start working with the child. Uh, Now, when we are working in a school setup, one thing is sure that we can't be selfish about our child.
Okay.
Okay, we cannot. So yes, the child is priority for me. The child is priority for the parents. The child is priority for the child. But the child is not the priority for the classroom.
Right.
Okay,
All the
there are
children
other.
matter equally to the class teacher.
They do. They have come here to study. They've come here to, they are also a priority to their parents and their own life. This child is not priority for the classroom. First, we have to be very, sometimes we make this mistake कि अरे ये बच्चा स्पेशल है, कितनी निर्दय दुनिया है कि सबके सब इसके बारे में नहीं सोच रहे. So
Right.
that's not ethical. That's not ethical.
Okay.
So if you can manage. the child's restlessness in a way that the classroom is not halted. Then you try it in the classroom, your strategies, which I will come at. In case you feel कि आपकी strategy और सब कुछ से सब एकदम रुक गया है, टीचर पढ़ा ही नहीं पा रही है, you have to take the child outside. You take the
Okay.
child outside the class. Okay? If the child needs to vent out the energy, then okay, stairs के ऊपर नीचे कर सकते हैं, बच्चा कॉरिडोर में भाग सकता है. You know, the school allows. But yes, functioning of the classroom is the priority. The child has to adjust to the school. The school does not have to adjust to the child. So that's something that all of us have to keep in mind.
Okay. Right, right. So, what are the kinds of qualifications a shadow teacher requires to handle these kinds of issues?
Right. So since shadow teaching is not as yet a formal field, okay.
Okay.
Uh, so basically, schools ask parents depending on what their requirements are. They usually schools ask for someone who is a graduate, a master's. All of them prefer people from psychology or people who come from
Right.
backgrounds of working with children. All of them would prefer a person who has just completed special education course or has come from psychology, done graduation masters because they understand kids. But if that's not available, then they do check the aptitude of the person and a minimum qualification. There are
Okay.
certain schools now, not all parents can afford a good shadow. Okay, someone very qualified, not all parents. In that scenario, I wouldn't even call them shadows, I would call them assistants to the child.
Okay.
Okay, because they are good people. They understand what the child wants, but they don't know the strategies theoretically. Okay,
Right.
so with fluke and with their good I would say personality traits, they are able to work with the child well, but they don't know what is working with the child. They don't know that the behavior therapy they used. They don't know it.
Okay.
Okay, so their qualification would be dependent on the school and the parents.
Let that I let me finish it. Uh, yeah. Wait for the echo to finish and then we'll start talking.
Yeah, it's finished. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, so the qualification is not really something which is fixed, depend on the school and the parent. Uh, uh, but so
It
far,
it
yes,
would depend more on the
psychology
need
and
of the child, the kind of support that the child requires.
right. But I think they might soon make it mandatory for someone from mental health field or special education. I really think because all the schools can see the difference. You know, someone coming from the field and someone not coming, they can see the difference. So this might soon happen. Yes.
Right, right. Okay. So, because shadow teachers require a certain amount of training, which the other teachers may or may not have. You were
Right.
talking about the child having behavioral issues in the class. Connected to that, could you share a few strategies that the shadow teacher might use to help the child
Right.
calm down or to just control the issue that is happening?
Right. Right.
So,
Right.
whatever strategy she
Uh,
would use in the class or after taking the child out of the class.
okay. Okay. So there are certain schools which allow the shadow teacher to use simple material
Okay.
like a stress ball or a clay. These very simple things or the fidget cube. There are these fidget cubes. Some schools allow it. Some schools don't allow it.
Okay.
Uh, Whatever strategy we use, as I said earlier, it has to be restricted to the child. Not even the kid sitting in front of the child should be affected by it. You know, you can't
Okay.
be loud. You can't. So it has to be very silent in a way. Now, let's say the child is allowed to have clay. Then we usually, let's say we and then the child likes clay, then we give clay, but we give clay in a way that we make a behavior chart.
Okay.
That okay, in case you've earned your clay. Okay,
Right.
we prefer it that way. We prefer clay being a positive reinforcement for good behavior than being a reinforcement for bad behavior. कि अच्छा
Okay.
आपने बहुत जोर का चिल्लाया, आप क्ले पकड़ लो,
Right. Right.
right? So these are these minute things that you need to keep in mind as a shadow teacher, what you are reinforcing. If there are if there are certain behaviors that the child is displaying, like some children they hug too tight. When they meet other kids, they're like, good morning,
Right.
and then they just like hug too tight. They don't understand personal space. So what do you do about that? So what you can do is you can give the alternate behavior of handshake, and then you reinforce that behavior.
Okay.
Okay, so when you're hugging, you're not getting anything, but when you're shaking hand, you're getting your claim, you're getting your star.
Right.
So you have to basically reinforce the positive behavior or give an alternate to the negative behavior.
Right.
Sometimes it's not possible. The child is just having a meltdown, during, so these are just exceptional times that you can't do anything. You just have to have a reality check that you can't control everything. And
Right.
once, if you feel that a complete मेरी responsibility है, the child should not misbehave at all, you are going to lose your rapport with the child,
Okay.
because the child is going to see you as an authoritative figure who is panicking when something is happening, and the child doesn't like people who are not comforting and soothing.
Right.
So you'll have to choose your battle, basically.
Yes, true. Because sometimes, we might not be able to identify what provoked the child's behavior.
Right,
In those situations, it's not always possible to be able to handle the situation. And
right,
we just have to wait for the child to calm down and then later on go back to analyzing it so that similar situation does not happen again. Right.
right, right.
So, Samya, you've been stressing a lot about the other children as well in the classroom and how their well-being, their education is also a priority.
Right.
At the same time, we have the task of involving and making this child with special needs feel like a part of the classroom. So,
Right.
does the shadow teacher play a role in trying to make the other children understand why she helps only this particular child, how she helps, what kind of impact does observing all this have on the other children? Do the other
Right.
children support this or not? So, what is the role of shadow teacher in that?
Right. Right. Okay. Now this also depends on the child you're working with. Okay.
Okay.
When you are working with younger children, let's say you are in junior KG, senior KG, first grade, second grade. In these grades, kids love adults. Okay. So if there is a teacher there or the assistant teacher there, they're always like, teacher, teacher, I completed my work. Teacher, I did this.
Right.
Teacher, teacher, he's hitting me. Teacher. They're constantly teacher, 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 right?
Right. They
So
like
when
the
the
attention.
shadow
They keep calling out to the teacher.
Yes, they love the teachers in the class. So when the shadow teacher is in the class with younger kids, all the kids just surround her.
This happens.
Right? So the shadow teacher is reinforcing this child, is doing all that, and the other kid is like, hey, I also completed my work, where's my clay?
Right.
So that happens. Now that has to be solved case to case basis. Eventually, the class teacher has to take control,
Okay.
uh, because instructing other children or other kids, I would say, are the duty of the class teacher. If the class teacher is not understanding about of the special child, then there is something wrong with the class teacher, and it's not your job to
Okay.
tell everyone that this is a special child, this is this, this is this. That's not the case. Once and you'll have to have a good rapport with the class teacher or with the counselor or the special educator, because then they can train the class teacher. You can't go and directly train the class teacher,
Okay.
because she is the authority in the class. You are not the authority in the class. Uh, but yes, once that is happening, you can't be rude to other kids.
Of
Okay,
course.
even if they're disturbing you and it's just spoiling your strategies, you can't be like, please go and sit there. You can't do that. So you can just, say, okay, wow, why don't you complete this? Let's wait. He's about to complete it. Let's, silently sit and see how much he's able to do. So you can engage them in a way that they feel they're a part of the play and you are
Right.
not playing alone with this child. So as I said, it depends from the child to child, the classroom to classroom. But yes, other kids are responsibility of the class teacher and the counselors and the special educators of the school, because we have had complaints of parents of other children when they come and say that how can your shadow tell my child what to do?
Okay.
Okay. Agar now let's say if some other child is hitting this child with special needs, okay,
Mm-hmm.
अब आपके सामने ये हो रहा है, वो बच्चा उसको मार रहा है, okay, and your child is not even defending, so you can't scold that child, you can't scold the other child,
Okay.
you can't say stop it, you can't do that, okay. You can maximum come in the way, you can call for help, you can ask the class teacher's attention or the counselor's attention that this is happening, can you please help us in this situation? Because if you do that, the parents of the child will come that who are
Right.
you, who are you to speak to my child? So yes.
So the behavior of the other children in the classroom is the responsibility of the class teacher or the
Yes.
counselor to handle. The shadow
Yes.
can only intervene if it is initiated from the end of the special needs child whom she's working with.
Yes. Yes.
Right. Okay.
It's
Okay.
difficult. It's a difficult boundary because you can see that you can help, but you have to hold back.
Okay. Right. Right. So we've spoken about behavioral issues. Now let's move on to the academic issues. So there are a lot of kind of challenges the special needs students face during academic tasks. It could be with reading, it could be with writing, it could be with a group task. Could you share a few strategies related to those things? Like what is
Right.
it that the shadow teacher does so that the child is able to perform at the given task?
Right. Now it depends on where the child is. Okay. Now, and academics also you will have to eventually break down into comprehension, reading and writing, maths, languages. So you will because a child can be at a different level in these
In
different
different
domains. A child,
subjects.
yes, if the child could be great at reading from the blackboard, but the child cannot write. The child cannot complete the classwork. So it depends on which domain the child has strength and weaknesses in. Now let's
So
say
let's take
let's take
specific
a
examples. Like if a child is
yes,
struggling with reading, a teacher has given a
right,
reading comprehension. What is it
right,
that a shadow teacher would do to support this child?
right. If the teacher has given a reading comprehension passage, let's say, and it's the level of the class is maybe they can comprehend a 250 worded passage. Okay.
Okay,
Now this child is still at A, B, C,
right,
D. You can't expect the child to read that passage. Okay.
right,
So if the difference is this big, then you take up reading during the reading time. But you take
okay,
up the reading where the child is at.
right,
Okay. If the child has till now recognized till age, then you take it ahead. So the child is building upon reading,
right. So
uh,
then maybe
but
focus
you
on
are
phonics to teach reading of words.
right, right.
Right,
So you will have to, and let's say if the child can read, then there is no problem. You just have to manage the behavior, and the child will read. But
okay,
if the child cannot, then you have to come down to the child. And this is why the shadow teacher is needed. Because who
right,
else is going to help the child in this manner?
right. And now the second thing, let's say the child has to perform at a writing task. The teacher has asked the child to maybe reflect on what has been taught. Let's say the
Hmm.
topic was pollution, air pollution, water pollution. The children have learned about different forms of pollution, and now the children have to write about it. So the
Hmm.
child can verbally express what the child has learned, but has difficulty expressing it in writing. So what is it
Right.
that the shadow do help the child to
Okay. Take it ahead.
just wait for a is it the other next to your phone?
Okay,
No?
it's done. Done. Now writing. Um, Firstly, writing also, whether it's expressive writing or writing. If the child can write, first we'll have to come down to that. अगर बच्चा लिख सकता है मगर expressive लिखने में problem है, then there is a different kind of work that you would do with a child. But if the child cannot write, or can just write what you dictate, then it's a different thing. Now, let's say, by your example, let's take a child who can write but is not good at expressive
Pressing.
writing. Okay, so we basically let the child do what the child can at that moment. We see where the child is, whether it was expressive writing or whether those were just tuck pointers that the child, or whether it was just unrelated. It was just absolutely unrelated. We first see where the child is. Then we try to work on the child's expression in that, during that time. Even if you have 10 minutes, you can discuss, you can have a conversation where the child is curious. And then once the child has had it, then it's a one-on-one attention. Then we can say, okay, let's see if you can write it down. Now this I'm saying based on the fact that the child knows how to write. A lot of children we work with can't write.
Okay.
They are given writers in school, or they are assessed differently. They just have to point. They are really, the lag is really, it's big.
Okay. So, as a special educator, what I would do during that time is quite similar to what you mentioned. So, I would have a discussion with the child. We would note down the key points, maybe give a child a graphic organizer so that the
Right,
child can write in small points, short points, instead of writing a whole paragraph or long sentences. So, it's quite
right.
similar to what your shadow teacher would do.
Makes sense. Yes,
I'm
definitely. Yes.
Right. I'm going to switch a little because there's a question from the audience. What would be
Hmm.
the role of a shadow teacher in skill development?
Right, right. Uh, See, a shadow teacher cannot do everything for the child because she's working in the school setup. Okay.
Okay.
So when we are saying skill development, skills could be anything. Let's say cooking is a skill. Okay. Let's say social skills. Now, these are the things which would require the child and the shadow to interact intensively. Okay. And this is not possible when other kids are sitting.
Okay.
So somewhere we, the parent, the school, and the shadow will have to know the limitation. In case there are certain skills which are workable, I consider social skills as skills.
Right, right,
So in case we are working on the child's social skills, waiting for your turn is a very important social skill that
right,
is needed, like we are doing right now. You ask me, I wait for you to ask me, then I answer, you wait for me.
right.
It's a very basic. Kids don't have it, they build it. They don't they don't have it. So yes, for that is possible in the classroom setup. You can use the behavior, you can use a behavior chart, you can use a social story, you can do these things, uh, but you do not uh, hold yourself accountable for things that cannot be done in the classroom. That's
Okay.
important.
So, as a special educator, we actually work with children in two different settings. One is that we go into the classroom to support with some academic tasks. The other
Right,
situation is that, like when you mentioned that the child is not able to read at the level of the class, then you have to work on phonics. So, though for
right,
those kinds of skill building sessions, we pull out the child from the classroom and give one-on-one attention, or maybe we pull out two or three special needs children together, and then we work on developing their reading skills. So does the
right.
shadow teacher not have that kind of leverage to be able to pull out a child and then work on a particular skill? Does the shadow
No,
teacher
they don't.
always have to work only within the classroom situation, wherever the whole class is?
Right, right. Uh, it is preferable if they are given a separate space, and if they can take a session outside of the class, it's definitely preferable. But that doesn't really happen because the school always has a special educator or the counselor, and the child is always enrolled, for those sessions.
Right.
Then it there becomes a conflict कि special educator अगर कोई चीज पे काम कर रहा है, what if the shadow doesn't do it exactly that way?
Okay.
Or if the shadow has taken some other concept, but the shadow teacher, the special educator was planning to take it next month in a different manner. So, taking the child out, creates conflicts. That's all. If the school does not have a special educator or a counselor, then I think it is preferable if the child is, if the shadow teacher is made to take the child outside the class at least for 45 minutes every day and take a
Okay.
session, a proper session. In reality, that it just creates conflicts between both the people, the special educator counselor and the shadow.
So it does happen that for some children you require a special educator as well as a shadow teacher.
The special educator and the counsel. So as I said, that this child is basically the shadow of this child is hired by the parent. Okay, so the shadow teacher is an added thing for the child.
Okay.
Sometimes the mistakes the schools make is that they feel अब इसके पास shadow है, so now we don't need to give this child any resource.
Right, right. Which
So
is why
they,
I asked if the child requires
yes,
more than a shadow teacher.
yes.
Right,
So the school just feels कि अब तो shadow है, shadow पढ़ाएगी, shadow behavior पे काम करेगी. तो बच्चा adjust कैसे होगा स्कूल में?
right,
अगर आपके स्कूल का कोई भी adult, if the adult is not working with the child, then how will the shadow move out? The shadow has to eventually move out.
right.
So it is always so. This child with special needs should be taken in as any other child because special educators work with so many children who have academic concerns. They take their regular classes. This child also has academic concerns. Yes, with behavioral problems, but academic concerns to hai. So,
Right.
the special educators should follow their own way of working. Wherever they want to instruct the shadow teacher that, okay, you know what, I figured out that this technique works with the child. So now use this when you're working in the classroom,
Right, right.
right? Instead, so yes.
So, when the shadow teacher and a special educator are working together, there's a very thin line because there's too much of an overlap. And you mentioned that there is a conflict as well. So, help me
Right.
understand what is the difference between the work of a special educator and a shadow teacher? How do they keep it separate that, these are the skills or the tasks that you would be taking over, and these are the ones that I would be helping with?
Right. So a shadow teacher is somewhere in between the class teacher and the special educator. Now, why I'm saying she's in between? Because the class teacher is looking into the syllabus, or the subject
Okay.
teacher. She's looking into कि अच्छा, in this half an hour, this is what is prescribed for all the kids. Now, even if it's not this special child, even if amongst other kids there
Anna,
are
hang on.
average kids.
Your voice is breaking. Just wait for 5 seconds and then repeat your sentence.
Okay, is it breaking now?
No, now it's better. Just repeat your
Okay,
last sentence.
all right. Where was I?
You
All
were
right, yes,
saying
the
that
class teacher.
class teacher's
Yes.
focus is on the curriculum.
Yes, she curriculum and the broken down curriculum where she has her daily plan, the daily plan that okay, now in this class this is what I have to do. And the special educator is not concerned about it, that what was done today in the classroom. The special educator is concerned about what this child's level is, how to assess this child in general, and working on the child's building on those skills wherever the child is at. Now the problem with the shadow teacher is that she's sitting in the class where certain concepts are being taught. She has
Mhm.
to try her best that if the child is not able to write those concepts, at least the child is understanding exactly those concepts that the class teacher is teaching. Because
Okay.
when the shadow teacher moves out, the special educator will not be sitting with the child for the whole 7 hours.
Right.
The child will have to get used to sitting there, watching teachers, trying to comprehend what she's saying, right
Mhm.
if the child can, not right if the child cannot, but still not move around. So,
Okay.
so it's a very difficult, I would say not difficult, but it's a messy area that the shadow dwells into. She's into classroom teaching, yet knowing that the child doesn't have special, even if the special educator is working on, let's say, the fine motor skill of just, the pincer grip. वो पिंसर ग्रिप पे काम कर रहे हैं मगर अभी क्लास में कुछ चल रहा है एंड यू हैव टू मेक द चाइल्ड स्क्रिबल फॉर द चाइल्ड टू and what if the child is not holding with the pincer grip, so it's a dilemma, whether to
Right.
exactly for special educator, whether. So it's difficult, but if the school is supportive, then they manage.
So, do you have any suggestions for how this collaboration between these professionals can be smooth?
Yes,
Anything that
yes.
would help them to collaborate smoothly?
Sure, sure. Now, although the shadow teacher is working only in school, uh, but her work reflects in the child's overall life.
Right.
Uh, as we were discussing the other day, because this child, let's say a child having moderate to severe autism or a child having moderate to severe ADHD, now this child is not going to have friends at home. The children in the society are not going to be playing with this child. The cousins are not going to be engaging in a play like they with other cousins. So these 6-7 hours are crucial for this child. Not
Right.
crucial कि वो engineer बनेगा या doctor बनेगा, but because this is the only setting where the child is getting to sit with so many other kids.
Peer group.
Uh, yes. So the work the shadow is doing in this setting is very important because the child is getting to understand how the world works. So if the child is building ke niche, if the child is going in the garden, the child knows not to hit other kids. The child might not go and start playing with the other children, but the other children will not feel threatened from this child, right?
Right.
Because with children, among children, you can't say, "Oh, you're such a bad boy. You are, feeling threatened by this child." But if your child is hitting other kids, the other kids will
Right.
feel threatened. You can't. So these are the skills the child is building. Now, in this, what happens? The therapists that are working at home also, like the counselor, behavior modification person, or the autist, or the special educator, not the school special educator, the regular special educator that the child might have. So all of them have to really work in coordination with the shadow because it's very important that they're working on the same behavior, giving the same instructions. It's not a competition.
Right.
She is working on sitting tolerance. These are the instructions she is using. Well, she could make him sit for 10 minutes. You know what? I used different instructions and now it's 20 minutes for me. But I won't tell you which instructions I used because I got to be the better one. So, what is
Yeah.
the child
We
going to
have
do
to
there?
prioritize what the child is going to be able to
Yes,
do. So if we work
yes,
in sync, help each other, then the child will
yes.
progress better.
And something very important. Uh, if you are a shadow teacher today, 2 years later, you might be a special educator or a counselor.
Okay.
Okay. So, and I at least now I really prefer if someone who is sat with a child for 4 hours in the school later becomes a school, because then you can understand the problem the shadow teacher is going through. And she's only there to help all other therapists because she's
Right.
working on the child. So there is no competition. She might even have the same academic background as you.
Mm-hmm.
She might just have masters in psychology,
Right.
having done a course in special education. It's just that she's the beginner in the field, so she started as a shadow teacher. But after 1 or 2 years of experience, she'll be a school special educator. So, you have to basically take her as someone from my field, someone I have to work with, and she's
Mm-hmm.
making my job easier. She's
Right.
not finishing my job or competing with me. आपको भी आपका सेशन तो लेना ही है और
Right.
आपके साथ कोई कंपटीशन नहीं कर रहा है.
It's a shared
So
responsibility.
it is.
There's this question from the audience, Soumya. What is the longest a shadow teacher has been with a child as per what you have experienced? For how many
Yes,
grades were they with them until they were weaned off?
right. Now that too depends on the child. Okay. Usually, it takes around 2 to 3 years if the school is supportive and the parent is supportive.
Okay.
If not, then I've even had shadows who are just sitting next to the child. The child is working independently, getting good grades, doing everything perfectly fine. But बस parent को और school को confidence नहीं है. So the shadow just sits.
But let's say that
So
the shadow teacher who requires to work on the skill development of the child so that the child can eventually become independent. How long does that learning phase take? How
So
many
as I said, it
years?
depends. Yeah, it depends on the child, from child to child. If the child has severe concerns, it might take longer. It might even take 5 years. It might even take six
Okay.
years. But if the child does not have severe, because if I'm sure as a special educator, you must have worked with children who have been going to for therapy since they were 3,
Right, right.
right? But even at 13, they still have concerns that they cannot be independently merged with,
The
just
guts.
left.
Right, right.
So it is difficult. We can't say, but we try our best to make the child independent as soon as possible. Also, one thing: a child with special needs almost never gets completely independent in the classroom setup. Eventually, the class teacher will have to get trained by the basic reinforcements. कि बच्चा इतना adjust हो जा रहा है कि when you are giving a task, you specifically ask that child,
Right.
okay, have you started working? Just this, and the child gets back into the attention mode. So we our aim is always to get the child to that phase where just a
Right.
single instruction from the class teacher and a single star from the class teacher is good to go.
Right,
मगर
right.
एकदम इंडिपेंडेंट हो जाना बहुत मुश्किल होता है कि बिल्कुल जीरो सपोर्ट के साथ इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट.
So, do you typically see, you wouldn't typically have shadow teachers in middle and senior school, right? Because we focus on skill
Right.
development in the primary years, and then we train the class teacher to be able to deal with
Hmm.
the minor things, minor reinforcements that they would require.
Very few, very few. Now, if the child is conscious of, because we've had children who have learning issues, no behavioral concerns, having shadow teachers in 6th grade, 7th grade. अब उसमें बच्चा कॉन्शियस है, उसको पता है कि यार ये अडल्ट क्यों मेरे से चिपका हुआ है. And these kids have friends also, and the friends make
Right.
fun of them. कि ये तेरी शैडो टीचर है, तेरी शैडो टीचर. And it's very embarrassing for the child to have a shadow at that age. So yes, so that is a bit. So school and the parent has to think about it there. If you made it compulsory and you've hired someone, the person will be sitting. The person can't have the moral high ground of saying, "I'm sorry, I'm moving out." The school has asked you to sit there, but ideally not. There are children who have behavioral concerns at 6th grade, 7. Let's say a child with autism, moderate to severe autism. अभी वो बच्चा को नहीं अभी भी समझ है कि that I'm embarrassed or oh my god, that child doesn't have it, and so that works. But we prefer with older kids not having. Acha, also during these years, another problem crops up. They get sexually aware.
Right.
अब सडनली आप अपने क्लासरूम में
Puberty
बैठे हो.
happens.
Yeah, there are girls, and then you are just like, oh, you're my favorite, I want to kiss you. uh, that affects the girl's psyche also in a way. So आपके goals change होते हैं जैसे जैसे बच्चा बड़ा होता है. मगर आपकी अगर जरूरत है तो है. you know you can't be like, अरे अभी 6 साल हो गए, अभी छोड़ो.
Right.
The child has developed sexual feelings now and doesn't know how to act appropriately. So yes. So it depends on the child actually that you're working with.
The skill level of the child, how much the child struggles, what age level the child is
Mm.
at, all of that together will help decide when the shadow teacher is required and when the shadow teacher can be weaned off. Right, right.
Right. Yes.
Do the shadow teachers play a role in mental health of the child?
Yes. Eventually, it all comes down to the mental health. If the child is adjusting with the peer group, okay, if the shadow has learned the social skills, then the child is going to get very few negative reinforcements from outside. Usually, if you don't work with the child at all, then in the classroom, other kids are going to shoo this child away. They are
Mhm.
just going to go, नहीं नहीं तेरे साथ नहीं करना, नहीं नहीं जा 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 जा. The teachers, the class teachers, I've seen that they are so scared. They don't want to be around this child. They
Okay.
tell very clearly that I am not trained in special education. This is not my problem. They will call the counselor at the slightest meltdown. They just want to take responsibility. So the child is
Right,
constantly getting negatively reinforced, and that's not a good mental state to be in,
right, right.
because the
The child
parents are
feels
loving.
rejected.
Yes, and the child knows when it's loved. The parents hold the child, they cuddle the child. The child knows what love is. And suddenly everyone is like, ja, 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 tu ja, ja. So it does impact the child. Uh,
Right.
and when the shadow comes in, her job is to make sure that the child is adjusted without causing problems to other children, of course. We are not there to take revenge from them. कि, तूने ऐसा किया ना, अब मैं आ गई. So that's not how it goes. I've had some shadows who've had that kind of an ego with other kids, so that's not how it goes.
So
So
basically, a
yes,
shadow teacher works on the all-round development of the child, not just academics, but behavior, socio-emotional, all the aspects of development.
yes, yes,
Okay, which is why it is very important for them to collaborate with the class teacher, special educator, counselor, or any other therapist that might be working at home with the child.
yes. And see, after this discussion, I'm sure you agree, and I'm sure the audience agrees. It's not an easy job.
Of course.
It's not an easy job. And so whenever we have freshers from the field, they feel shadow teaching. अरे ये क्या चीज है? अरे मेरा तो करियर खराब हो जाएगा. And this is a small thing. कि एक बच्चे के साथ काम करना है. Am I a nanny to this child? I don't want
Right.
to be a काम वाली बाई for this child. So that's
There
the
are a lot of these
something.
misconceptions related to the work of a shadow teacher.
Yes, yes, कि
Yes.
वो तो काम वाली बाई होती है. बच्चे की नैनी है वो. They don't know how important your role is for this child, and because they don't know, they don't work well also. They're just
Right.
like sitting and they're just scolding the child. बैठना नहीं है. So they just scold the child and the child is scared and behaving. There is no behavior modification. They just
So it's very
scare the
important
child.
that a shadow teacher have the right kind of training, and
Yes.
we give the respect the shadow teacher as well, because her work is just as important and difficult as any other professionals.
Yes, yes. And I would really hope that all those from special education field or just teaching field in your audience, they get aware about this. That, yes, you can have a bad shadow teacher also. Just there are like there are good teachers, bad teachers. There could be a bad shadow teacher. But in general, if you
Mhm.
respect and coordinate with the shadow teacher, she will feel the job satisfaction that no one else can give her because she's in the school setup. Even she needs her job
Right.
satisfaction, right? If you are, अगर आप school में काम कर रहे हैं as a teacher, and other teachers are just like, oh my God, low level teacher, oh my God, you will feel very inferior at your workplace,
Right.
you know. So just give respect to them. They're doing something that you can't do. Uh, so yes, that's important. Yes.
Right. Right. So, Soumya, do you have a message for the audience?
Right. Sure. I have
Some
a
last
message. Yes.
thoughts, food for thought that you would want to leave the people with.
Right, right, right. I have two. In fact, I'm so sorry. Okay. One is that, as I said that get acquainted. If you are going to be working with children in whichever capacity, get acquainted with this concept of shadow teaching. Recommend parents good shadow teachers. As a school, if you're in a school, as I said, the kind of things that you can help the shadow teacher with, or take accountability from her. If you are the special educator or the counselor, कि भाई तुम मेरे को तुमसे क्या लेना देना है. Take accountability from her. Okay, what
Okay.
have you done in this month? Ask her. You can.
Okay.
uh, you are her senior, you're a boss in the school, you should ask. So that's one part, that's the kind of awareness. And second is something that it's very important for anyone who works with children or in mental health,
Mhm.
that we need to get rid of the idea that we are helping someone.
Okay.
Okay. uh, it's your job. You are not helping, it's your job. Whenever you I interview a lot of people who say, I want to join this field because I have helping nature. Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
If you're getting paid for something, it's your job. But if you think that you are helping the child, then you start expecting gratitude.
Right. Right.
Right? You start expecting कि इसके लिए इतना कर लिया मैंने, इसको अभी भी नहीं पढ़ी. इसके लिए इतना कर दिया, इसके माँ बाप को फिर भी they
Right.
don't. Or you can just say, okay, if there is a workable goal, you say इस बार 2 goals तो कर लिए, इस बार इन लोग को शांति नहीं है, they want me to work for on the third one.
I'm sorry, somewhere I'm going to cut in. We're only left with 10 seconds because the live, before
Okay,
live finishes. So I'm really,
great.
really thankful that you were here to help us understand what a shadow teacher does.